Hey there, guys, it's Mia here. I am so excited. I am super excited about this live tonight. I'm going to teach very simply and pretty short, short live on how to accomplish more in less time. I'm Mia Redrick. I'm a business and life coach. I've got started in my company 17 years ago, simply making the decision to go to work as myself. I wanted to figure out how to take my background and my gifts and my talents and how to package my know-how into a high-ticket offering so that I could serve the world with what I knew how to do. Now, my ideal clients are women who are smart, they're sharp, they believe in self-investment, they proactively seek to invest in themselves so that they can change their lives, because that's what I did, okay? And they're implementers, right? And they're good-hearted people that love to see other people win. I love that. My clients call themselves giants, and I only work with giants. Now, today I wanted to do something just really quick, food for thought for those of you who follow me. One of the biggest questions that I get asked over and over again is, how do I accomplish a lot? And I think at times there are times when people have a perception that like you are always doing something, or you're always getting something done. And how is it that you're able to do this? And I'm not saying this from a place of like, braggadocious. You guys that follow me, you know my heart. I'm saying this because I'm going to share this productivity tip with you. And my goal in sharing it is to elevate you, maybe give you another perspective of how to maximize your time. Now, here's my view and here's my lens. Time is an asset. And so I talk about this a great deal in my coaching with my clients. I respect my clients tremendously. I show up for every coaching opportunity that I get to consult them or coach them. I show up early, I stay late, and I value them because time is an asset. And I'm always surprised when people want to do productive things, and yet they are attracted to things and people who don't respect and honor their time. So let me just jump into this subject matter today. And I'm not going to keep you guys long. I wanted to keep this super quick. But it's, how do you accomplish more by doing less? And I want you to think of it this way, that literally, if you believe that time is your asset, and you know that, hey there, darling, hey, Rosetta, you believe that time is your asset, and you know that you want to maximize your time. I think one of the biggest mistakes that people make related to time is when they want to accomplish things, let's say in their business, or they've got a certain goal, is they start thinking about all the things that they have to do in order for them to achieve the goal. And a lot of times you'll hear people say things like, I'm going to go hard, right? Or, I'm going to hunker down. And they start to talk about whatever they have to do, whatever they want to get done, as if like, I'm going to get to work, right, on it. And I think that that's probably the biggest mistake that folks make. I never say that. My only goal when I'm looking to accomplish whatever it is in my life and in my world is to be consistent. I talk about this all the time, but you can take this to the bank, okay? I am consistent. Each and every day, I know that there's a block of time, typically 2 hours, that I spend to implement in my business, in my life, in my body, right? So the reality is that I know, hey there, darling. Hi, Victoria, I'm so glad you're here. I know that 2 hours a day, I am going to move the needle forward in my life, in my world, in my business, or whatever the goal is that I have. And I would tell you that I think that's probably one of the biggest mistakes that people who don't accomplish the things that they desire do, is that they typically think of accomplishing tasks as these gigantic chunks. But I don't look at accomplishing my tasks that way. I'm very consistent about what it is that I do and how it is that I do, okay, in every single thing that I do. And the reason that I get things done, Jill, is because I'm consistent. And I hope that this really supports you. The second thing that I do, and this is going to probably surprise you guys, is, so the first thing I do is like I chunk things down. And I'm consistent, block of time, 2 hours. That time's going to be productive time. If I go into what productive time for me looks like, it's typically creating systems for automation, making sure that if I do something, I only do it one time, and I'm not doing things that can be automated over and over and over again, right? I'm really good about this. The second thing that I do is I I don't use social media in the ways that most people typically do. And I talk about this all the time, but this is important. I literally, that's my brother calling me. I literally, I'll call you back, James. I love you. I literally um, use apps that control my productivity on social media, like literally. So I use a number of apps that really help me to understand how much time am I spending on my social media. I only use social media primarily for business. Very little do I use it for hi Tanisha, do I use it for personal use. I don't have, there's no information on any of my news feeds that I can see each and every day. I actually block all of the access for my news feeds. I can't even see what anybody's doing. So there's not that temptation to be distracted. Remember at the top of the call, I talked about, I'm going to talk about how to be more, productive, how to get more things done, even in less time. And you would be surprised if you just decided that you were not going to view what was on social media and let that drive your bus. Okay. You would be amazed at how much time you have. The third thing that I do as it relates to social media is I only follow my clients. Okay. So if I am going to, get any information, I'm going to only follow my clients. Okay. So I don't really follow my friends or get updated in any way like that. I really try to control what I see. The fourth thing that I do as it relates to social media is I don't use any notifications. Okay. So I don't use any notifications. I have a notification on my phone for Skype for some people who are on my team, and that's the best way for them to communicate with me. But outside of that, I don't use notifications to tell me when a message has come in or emails come in or anything like this. And then the last thing that I do is, and all my clients know this, is I only check emails once a week. So meaning professionally. So I don't typically spend my time doing emails, writing emails, all of that kind of stuff. It's a waste of time. And I prefer to serve my clients, give them everything I've got. I've got great systems to be able to do that. So I hope that there's something that I've said here that really supports you also. Now, here's the third thing that will really support you if you want to accomplish more by spending and spend less time. The third thing you've got to decide as it relates to time is who are you going to and not to listen to. Now, this is a really radical conversation because you're like, Mia, I thought you were going to talk to me about time. I am. You got to understand that there are lots of people who are what I call time robbers. And so when I decide for myself, like, who am I going to listen to? Who am I going to learn from? I am only going to spend intimate time with people, and this to me is intimate, with people who elevate my perspective, elevate my game, elevate my knowledge, people who do not instill fear in me, doubt in me, insecurity inside of me, right? People who show me the step-by-step and not who tease me with a carrot. This is really important. Now, I believe that the reason that some people accomplish more is based on the advice that they get. And the reality is that I spend my time, my intimate time, with people who pull back the layers and show me what's going on. Okay. Those are the people who are my teachers, my coaches, and my mentors, period. That's the only place I'm going to spend my time and my attention, my money, period. And I will tell you that, it's a trap, right? Like there's a rabbit hole out there, and we'll call it that. And that rabbit hole is called content. And if you don't control what you want to learn and you don't proactively drive the bus of how you want to learn, who you want to learn from, etc., you could spend your entire day going down a rabbit hole that was never meant for you. Okay. And so I'm very strategic about my education, about my teachers who I learn from. And I mention this all the time, and I always keep it honest with you guys. If you're not free, you can't teach me. I'm not interested in having my coaches, my mentors, be a character. I'm not interested in a character. I'm not interested in someone promoting lifestyle that really isn't lifestyle. Like I'll put it this way. For me, okay, I'm just talking about for me. For me, lifestyle is that I have the opportunity every day at 6:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to have dinner with my family at least 5 days a week. That's lifestyle to me. Okay. To me, lifestyle is me being in a position to be able to date my husband in the middle of the day, or us to be able to travel wherever we want together, or for me to be able to work from the comfort of my home, for me to build a business when money is no longer a concern, for me to be able to do work I absolutely love for 6 hours a week. To me, that's what I'm looking for, right? So my mentors and my coaches and my teachers and my trainers, they have that level of living and that much more, right? In terms of their example. And so when I spend time with people who have the things that I want, desire, lifestyle in the truest sense, right? Family, love, commitment, and time to be with those things and enjoy the resources they have, they can grow me in many other ways. They can show me how to invest in other ways. They can show me how to leverage my business in different ways to save time. They can show me what investments I can make. I'm interested in truth. So if you are looking to save time this year and you want to figure out how to accomplish more, one of the things you need to get real clear about is who you're going to listen to. And this is like everything. I know it's not what you were expecting. A lot of times people are expecting you to talk about time, a clock, the smart method, all of these things. And those are all tactics. But what I'm talking to you about right now is a strategy. And unless you have a strategy behind the tactic, nothing works. Okay. And this is literally what I do. Is this supporting you guys? And then the fourth thing that's equally important when you want to hit your goals, exceed your goals, and you want to do it in less time is to have some degree of accountability with someone who will hold you accountable, period, right? Like it's simple as that. There are things that I can do. I'm a very disciplined person, but there are things that I could do more of. But if I don't have any accountability, if I don't talk it out loud, if I don't say it up front, then I could just go from 1 week to the next week to the next week and maintain and still look successful, but not hit my goals, my next level. One of the things that I think is really important is making sure that you have that degree of accountability in your world because it saves you time. You can't coach yourself. Like, think about it. You've probably been trying to coach yourself. Like, I was thinking about this myself, right? Like, one of my workout equipment in the house is one of the exercises is called a Bulgarian split squat. And the coach wants me to do these Bulgarian split squats, right? And I'm like, I don't want to do those things, right? Like, that would never be on my list of things to do ever. A split squat or a Bulgarian split squat, okay? But because I have a degree of accountability, because my analytics are tracked, right? And I in order for me to advance to get to that next level, because I have that, I have to do the split squats. And the truth of the matter is, I can do the split squats. I just wouldn't do them if I had to choose to do them. So you need to have some level of accountability coaching, someone that likely you're investing with or in some way so that you can get to that next level in your life. And I can only speak for myself, but every investment I've ever made in myself has been a high level so that I could learn how to save time. When I think about it, and I'm gonna bring this all home and then I'm gonna wrap it up with a bow, okay? When I think about it, it's like, okay, 17 years ago, I made a decision. I wanted to go to work as myself and I wanted to figure out how to work from my house, right? And I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know what business I would start or anything like that. But that was a desire and a dream that I had. As a result, a direct result of investing with a coach, okay, making a significant investment. At the time, she was charging like $1,000 an hour, and I did not have $1,000. And I didn't even know what question I might ask her, by the way, okay? Like, what might I ask a coach? Didn't know anything about it, okay? But I knew that she had what I wanted, and I could see proof, real proof, not pretty dresses, you know what I'm saying? Not any of the flashy, shiny things that get us off track. She had lifestyle. She had freedom. I wanted freedom. And I wanted to learn from someone that was free. And as a result of me saying, I got to find the money so I can change my life and learn how to do what she knows how to do, what she's already living, right? That she's willing to teach and share with me. I was able to get myself free. And so I was able to actually get more of my time back. All right. And so I'm always like really interested when people say, look, I want to be free. I want to change my life. And they're like, they've got an expiration date on what that looks like. That means that I'm willing to get started in this business and I'll put in as much work as I can for the next 6 months or 1 year or 18 months. And then if it doesn't work, then whatever. Well, then the whatever is you get to keep working the way that you're working. But for me, I said, what if it took me 5 years? Like, what if I invested with this person and it took me 5 years to get it? And I learned to be free as a result of that. That would be, I would get my time back, correct? That's how I look at things, right? So I made an investment with someone. It took me about 18 months to really kill it. Okay, like really get it. And as a result of that, I've never had to go to work or back to work. I've been able to be a full-time entrepreneur. My kids have never seen me ever work a job. Talk about getting your time back, or their dad. Okay, so we're full-time entrepreneurs. We work for the comfort of our home. We've been at every game, every practice, everything that we wanted to be, because that was my goal. I got my time back. So I want you guys to make sure when you're thinking about how to do less, right, to achieve your goals. A lot of people do more because they're in and they're out. You know, they got one coach, got another coach, right? They're investing at a low level and they have to keep making things harder than it needs to be. Sometimes it's about leaning into what you have. Sometimes it's about elevating what you know at the highest level and making those significant investments in yourself. Sometimes it's about overcoming yourself through the fear and the doubt process of growing whatever it is that you want, right? I'm just breaking it down for you, right? Like, you know, imagine if you had the opportunity just in a second to change your life. And I'm going to share a story with you, and then this is it. And that is, I was on a coaching call yesterday with my clients, and actually we have the same call every Tuesday. And last week, one of my clients, and if you're a client on here and you know this story, you can say whether it's true or not. It's true. So last week I had a client who had an opportunity for a deal, and she pitched this deal. People loved her. It was like 40 grand. Okay. But she had a follow-up meeting after she pitched it. And she said at the time, like, okay, they're probably going to come back and they might want to, you know, negotiate the price. They might want to go lower. So this will be her first deal at $40,000. And so I talked her through how to stand in her value, right? How to show up like a giant for herself around her skills, her talent, and her expertise. And we talked about the language to be able to walk someone through what this looks like. Hear me on this. All right. And I'll tie it together. So she comes back yesterday. She's like, man, I did what you said. And when I did what you said, money was not the issue. They actually needed, hey, you're there, right? Right. They needed another way. They needed another opportunity to know how to step into affording me. Now, I want you to think of this as it relates to time, because what if she had decided, I'll slash my prices, which is what most people do, right? I'll slash my prices. Okay, well, that means that she's going to actually spend more time doing the same work. So you don't get your time back. One of the things that's really important is understanding the benefits of mentorship. Okay, the benefits of coaching. All right. And that the fact of the matter is, when you make that investment and someone can walk you through a different process to think differently, to close differently, to structure a deal differently, it makes all the difference in terms of how you get your time back. Right? Sometimes we don't get our time back because we're working so hard, coaching ourselves, teaching ourselves to do the wrong thing, standing in fear instead of our value. I hope that this supported somebody here. You each have been given an opportunity to join the Giant Experience Conference next week. I have posted the links here for you. I'll post them again now, just so that you have an opportunity to see for yourself if the event is for you. I'll post the link to the testimonial page. And I always say I can't guarantee that the results that my clients created at the events, at my events, will be yours. I can't guarantee that because I don't know if you'll do the work or not. But if the results resonate with you, then I encourage you to take that next step, right? And sign up. The event's $15.97. It's you and me all week long. All week long. And I can tell you, I can help you take those ideas you have, how to package your knowledge, your gifts, your talent, your expertise into a high ticket offering, both on and offline. I'll show you how to do it in a way that's time rich, meaning you're not trading time for dollars. It's a radical concept, but it's something absolutely available to you. You do not have to hustle and grind in order for you to build an amazing business, right, that you absolutely love. You do not have to be low vibration or be feel like you're competing with the whole world or that there's not enough opportunity for you to show up with your gifts and your talents. You need to know how to take your knowledge and your background and your gifts and how to package and structure that into a solid business. So that's what I have for you guys today. I'm interested in hearing your ahas, your takeaways, and any questions that you have for me. And then I'm going to pop off in the next 5 minutes. So any ahas or takeaways as a result of you guys being here today, I want to thank you for being here. Victoria wrote, hi, Mia, excited for this topic. And Rosetta wrote, hi, Mia, perfect timing. I appreciate you. I'm so glad. Jill gives me she's clapping, right? And Dioris says definitely great advice. And then Tanisha says such great advice. I appreciate you. Any other ahas or takeaways? Tamla writes, hey, I'm so glad you're back. What a blessing to get your time back. Absolutely. And then Jill says, I feel like you are talking to me because I was talking to you, right? Okay. And Chevelle says, yes. Chevelle, I love that picture of you. It's gorgeous. All right. Any ahas or takeaways? And Jill says, who have I been choosing to listen to? That was your aha moment. You know, a lot of times people don't think about this, right? But I think that's really important. And I've worked with the same coach for 17 years. And it's not really a question of loyalty or anything like that. I worked with the same person because she's taught me how to build a business. And initially I grew in my mindset. And then I could step into some bigger things for myself. And I could never see, why would I walk away when I'm growing? Why would I walk away when I'm learning? Why would I walk away when I begin to monetize? Why would it makes no sense. And I think, like, when you have a great coach, you know, I've just watching The Last Dance with Michael Jordan. And one of the things that you realize is that makes champions is that they understand the value of instruction. They know the value of what they're getting. And a lot of people aren't discerning or let anybody teach them. Literally, right? No proof, no integrity, whatever it looks like. But that's really important. Dioris writes, takeaway, you can't coach yourself. Absolutely. And so many of us try to coach ourselves and try to figure out, why am I not getting here? And you begin to judge yourself and think something's wrong with your idea, or you stop and you start, or you start doing stuff you don't want to do, or you didn't get business to do. But reality is that just the shortcut to save time is just find someone that's doing what you want to do, and that can help you do it your own way. All right. And I know for me, my mentors and coaches, they were living in a way that was congruent to how I wanted to live. Nicole writes, hi, Mia. Thank you. You're welcome. Are there any other ahas, any other takeaways? Anything that you guys want to add? Okay. Chevelle writes, so glad I stood in my value, signed up and let the coaching begin. Right, Chevelle, you know the story that I'm sharing, and you know that's you're one of my clients. So you know that story is a real story. And I think that that's so important for people to understand, that, you know, you save time by having a mentor, having a coach, right, that can help you see you, hold you accountable to stand in your value and be the giant that you are in your life. And for those of you who will let the investment get in the way of that, you really are losing time. Monica writes, hey there, darling. God bless you. God bless you too. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm excited that you're here. And I can tell you that if you come to the event next week, it will be transformational for you. So go to the page, check it out. And if you don't come, that's okay. It'll be transformational for you afterwards too, because what will happen is I'll have the opportunity to show you the kind of results that the women that I work with, that these women created relatively quickly. Chevelle, you were at my event. Were you at the event in January? Yeah, I think you were at the event in January, and you already are, you know, you've got your product, your package, your pricing at a high level, you know, and the reality is that it doesn't take long when we know what to do. Rashonda says, hey, Mia. Well, Rashonda is a producer And she is amazing at what she does as a coach and a consultant mentor. She's helped tons of my clients and even me book television segments quickly at a high level. You guys should follow her. And she is actually one of the featured experts at my event next week. And you guys will have the opportunity to know how to pitch better brand stories. I'm so glad that you're here. I love that color on you also. Chevelle writes, yes, right? So, we have that opportunity. So I want to thank you for your time. I posted the link here for you. And so make sure you take a peek. The other thing, just a request, and I'll post the link later, or check my page, Mia Redrick, the Mom Strategist. One of my clients nominated me for Forbes 50 and 50. And it's about helping women stand in their value, which is what I'm all about. And if I've supported you in any way, I would love you to nominate me. You need a date of birth, 2/12/68, and you need an email address, and that's redrickteam@gmail.com. So I'll just simply post redrickteam@gmail.com, and next to it, 2/12/68. Okay. So so I would love your nomination, only if that supports you, right? Only if it resonates. No pressure ever. All right. I love you guys. Have a great and amazing day.